Hi there, smart drivers. 3 tips that will almost certainly guarantee that you pass your driver's test, and these are frequently asked questions from smart drivers. Stick around, we'll be right back with that information. First tip, shoulder check on left-hand turns and any time that you move the vehicle laterally. It's a bit disturbing in the last couple of weeks that I've had smart drivers come back to me and tell me that their driving instructors told them that they didn't have to shoulder check on a left-hand turn. That's bunk, and that's misinformation. It's completely wrong. Anytime that you move the vehicle laterally, move it sideways or turn, you have to do a shoulder check to the left. And years ago when I took my driving instructor course, my very first one in the late 1990s, I asked the instructor the very same question. Why do we have to shoulder check on left-hand turns? It wasn't the next day. The very next day I was turning left into the Ottawa General Hospital, and a taxi cab cut the inside off and went on the inside of me. If I had not shoulder checked, I would have driven into that taxi cab. So shoulder check every time you turn, every time you move the vehicle sideways, both forward and into reverse. And for the complete video on turning left and shoulder checking, click the card up in the corner there. Tip number 2, do a pre-trip inspection on your vehicle before you show up for your driver's test. Unfortunately, in the last couple of weeks, I have had smart drivers come back and tell me they were denied their driver's test because they had a brake light out, which was the center brake light on the rear of the vehicle, or they had a dash cam in the vehicle that they could not remove. You cannot have recording devices in the vehicle for the purposes of a driver's test. All the lights, the registration, the insurance have to be up to date. Otherwise, the examiner will not take you out on a driver's test. So the mini pre-trip that the driving examiner is going to do before you go out for your driving test is going to consist of the lights on the front of the vehicle, headlights, left-right signal. They're going to check the license plate and make sure that the registration is up to date. They're going to go to the rear of the vehicle. They're going to check the brakes, right-left signal. They're going to check the vehicle for any body damage, and they're going to get you to tap the horn and make sure that the horn works. They're going to get in the vehicle. They're going to make sure that it's relatively clean, especially in this day and age of COVID, and the seat belt and the seat are going to have to be secure and both working on the passenger side of the vehicle. The other thing that I recommend to you is to go and wash your vehicle before you show up for the driver's test. And give it a vacuum on the inside, because remember, we don't get a second chance to make a first impression. So know that you have to have a safe vehicle and do a pre-trip inspection. If you're going with the driving school, ask your driving instructor if he or she did a pre-trip inspection on your vehicle before you show up for your driver's test. For the complete pre-trip inspection checklist, click the card up in the corner and head over to the Smart Drive Test website and pick that up. Tip number 3, pick the best answer, not necessarily the right answer. Had a comment from Margaret. She's studying for a learner's permit there in the state of New York, and she was doing practice test questions, as you should be doing when you're studying for your learner's test. The question she had was, what is the correct speed limit? And it had a sign, 25 miles per hour. The choices were the speed limit at night, the speed limit in the daytime, the speed limit, or the recommended speed limit. Those were your choices. 2 of those can be eliminated almost immediately. Speed limit in the daytime and speed limit at night. The speed limit, kind of, sort of. The recommended speed limit. And that's the correct answer, because the speed limit, the posted speed limit, is under ideal conditions according to traffic and weather and any other condition that may influence the speed of your driving. If you look here in the British Columbia driving manual, it says the fastest speed you can drive in dry roads in good conditions. Now, the New York driver's handbook, where Margaret is, it's a little bit more convoluted and verbose in terms of giving you the answer. The maximum speed limit on any highway in the state of New York is 55 miles an hour, 80 kilometers an hour, but that's under ideal conditions. So know that for the purposes of doing your learner's test, answering multiple choice questions, that it's always the best answer, not necessarily the right answer, and this is a perfect example of that. And for the complete video on multiple choice questions and the learner's permit test, click the card up in the corner there. Question for my smart drivers. Do you have any tips for passing your on-road driver's test or your learner's permit? Leave a comment down in the comment section there. And remember, pick the best answer, not necessarily the right answer. Have a great day. Bye now.